Ladies, I came to tell you today that your absence should be felt, not forgotten. When you walk away, when you take a step back, when you shift from the center of someone's world, your presence should have left such a mark that they feel the weight of your absence. Too many times we give so much of ourselves, yet when we're gone, there's no void, no ache, no impact left behind. But hear me when I say, when you master these 10 skills, your absence will echo in the hearts of men. They will sit in the silence of your wisdom, long for the sound of your voice, and miss the strength. Let me give you 6 key points to make sure that when you leave, they remember. Mastering the art of emotional intelligence is a game changer, not just in relationships, but in every aspect of life. It is the ability to understand, manage, and express emotions in a way that builds connection, fosters respect, and leaves a lasting impact. A woman who possesses emotional intelligence does not allow her feelings to control her. Instead, she harnesses them to navigate life with wisdom and grace. She knows when to speak, when to listen, and when to be silent. She understands the power of timing, discernment, and self-control. A man may not always remember the words you say, but he will never forget how you made him feel. When you have mastered emotional intelligence, your presence becomes a place of peace, a sanctuary where he can rest his soul. You are not driven by impulsive reactions or irrational emotions, but by a deep understanding of how to respond in a way that nurtures, strengthens, and challenges. This level of control is what separates an ordinary presence from an unforgettable one. It is not about suppressing your emotions, but about channeling them effectively so they serve you instead of working against you. An emotionally intelligent woman understands that not every battle is worth fighting. Some things are better left unspoken, not because she is weak, but because she is wise. She does not engage in unnecessary conflicts, nor does she waste energy trying to prove a point that does not need proving. She picks her battles carefully, knowing that real power lies not in how loud she speaks, but in the weight of her silence. When she withdraws her energy, it is felt. When she chooses not to respond, her absence speaks louder than words. This kind of self-awareness makes her irreplaceable. Men are wired to respond to energy, and when a woman operates from a place of emotional mastery, her energy is magnetic. She is not easily shaken, nor is she controlled by external circumstances. Whether she is in a room full of people or standing alone, she exudes a quiet confidence that commands respect. Her ability to regulate her emotions makes her a source of strength, not just for herself, but for those around her. It is easy to be reactive, to say things in the heat of the moment, or to let emotions cloud judgment. But an emotionally intelligent woman steps back, observes, and responds with intention. She does not allow herself to be manipulated or drawn into unnecessary drama. She understands that every emotional reaction is an investment of energy, and she chooses wisely where to place hers. When she walks away, her absence is deeply felt because she was never just present in the physical sense. She was present emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. She created an experience, an atmosphere, a connection that is not easily replaced. A man who has encountered this level of emotional depth will feel the void when she is no longer there. And that, my sister, is how you make an impact that lingers long after you are gone. A woman who walks in her purpose is a woman who understands that she was created with divine intention. She is not an afterthought, nor is she merely an extension of someone else's dream. She is a masterpiece in her own right, crafted by the hands of God for a mission that is uniquely hers. Too many women shrink themselves, dim them, but when you walk in your purpose, you become a force that cannot be ignored. Your presence commands attention, not because you seek it, but because you are simply being who you were created to be. A woman walking in purpose is not desperate for validation. She does not seek to be needed to feel valuable. Her worth is not tied to how much she can give to a man, how much she can fix him, or how much she can be what he wants her to be. She knows that her identity is not defined by who she is to him, but by who she is to God and to herself. She operates from a place of wholeness, not emptiness, which means she is not looking for a relationship to complete her. She is already complete. When you walk in your purpose, you are a partner, not a shadow. You are not just standing behind a man waiting for him to give you direction. You bring your own vision, your own dreams, your own calling to the table. This does not mean you are in competition with him, nor does it mean you reject partnership. It simply means that you understand that a healthy relationship is two whole individuals coming together to complement, not consume one another. Needless, you do not disappear into someone else's life. You continue to build your own while standing beside them. A man may appreciate a woman who supports him, but he will respect a woman who knows who she is. When you operate in your own purpose, you bring value to everything you touch. You bring fresh ideas, perspective, and a level of confidence that is rare. You do not wait for someone to open doors for you. You walk boldly through the ones that God has already placed in front of you. And this is why your absence will be deeply felt when you walk away. Because you were never just a companion, you are a presence. You were a builder, a thinker, a dreamer, a mover. You were a source of wisdom, strategy, and creativity. When you leave, it is not just the loss of a relationship. It is the loss of a vision, an energy, a dynamic that cannot be easily replaced. So never shrink yourself for the sake of love. Never suppress your purpose for the comfort of another. You were not made to walk in anyone's shadow, you were made to shine. And when you do, whether you stay or go, your impact will never be forgotten. A woman who builds value rather than dependency understands that true connection is not about how much someone needs her, but about how much she enhances their life. Too many women fall into the trap of thinking that being indispensable means being irreplaceable. They believe that if a man relies on them for everything, his happiness, his stability, his emotional well-being, then he will never leave. But the truth is, dependency breeds complacency, while value breeds respect. When you make yourself the sole source of a man's emotional or physical survival, you are not strengthening the relationship, you are weakening it. Because when people become too dependent, they do not appreciate, they expect. When they do not have to put in effort, they begin to take things for granted. And when they do not know how to function without you, they stop seeing you as a blessing and start seeing you as a necessity. But a necessity is not always cherished, it is just there. Oxygen is necessary, but do we stop to appreciate every breath we take? A woman of value does not strive to be needed, she strives to be appreciated. She does not aim to be someone a man cannot function without. She aims to be someone he deeply respects, admires, and cherishes. She brings wisdom, peace, inspiration, and strength to his life, but she does not carry the entire weight of his existence. She helps him grow, but she does not make herself responsible for his personal development. She supports his dreams, but she does not abandon her own. She gives love, but she does not lose herself in the process. When you build value instead of dependency, you remain a choice, not an obligation. A man stays because he sees your worth, not because he fears life without you. He desires you, not because he cannot function alone, but because he recognizes that his life is richer, deeper, and more meaningful with you in it. He respects you because you have boundaries, because you do not tolerate being taken for granted, and because you hold yourself to a standard that demands appreciation. But the moment you make yourself a crutch, always fixing, always solving, always overgiving, you diminish your own power. A man should never feel like he can sit back while you do all the work, emotionally or otherwise. He should be challenged to grow, to lead, to meet you at your level. Because when a man has too much dependency and not enough responsibility, he will begin to feel trapped, even if you are giving him everything. So build value. Be a woman who enhances, not enables. Be a woman who elevates, not carries. Be a woman who inspires, not controls. And when you do this, your absence will never go unnoticed because you were never just there, you were an irreplaceable presence. A woman who is mysterious carries an undeniable allure. She does not lay all her cards on the table at once, nor does she make herself so predictable that people take her for granted. There is a power in being unpredictable, intriguing, and full of depth. a power that makes people lean in closer, trying to understand the layers of who you are. When you are too available, too easy to figure out, or too routine in your ways, you lose the spark that keeps others invested in you. Mystery is not about deception, it is about maintaining an aura that keeps people engaged. Predictability is comfortable, but comfort often leads to complacency. When a man knows exactly what you will say, how you will react, and what you will do at every moment, he stops putting in the effort to truly discover you. But when you keep an element of mystery, when you allow yourself to grow, evolve, and surprise him, he will always be drawn back, wanting more. It is human nature to crave the unknown. When everything is predictable, people stop paying attention. But when there is a sense of unpredictability, there is excitement, curiosity, and a desire to keep learning more. A mysterious woman is not emotionally unavailable, nor is she manipulative. She simply understands that she is a multidimensional being. She does not reveal everything at once because she knows that true depth takes time to uncover. She is not an open book that anyone can read from cover to cover in a single sitting. She is a story that unfolds with time, revealing wisdom, strength, and beauty in layers. She knows that her emotions, thoughts, and experiences are valuable, and she does not give them away freely to just anyone who asks. Instead, she shares them with those who have earned the right to know her heart. Some women make the mistake of thinking that constantly being available makes them more desirable. But the truth is, when you are always accessible, your presence becomes expected rather than appreciated. A woman who has her own life, her own passions, and her own moments of solitude remains captivating. She does not respond to every call immediately, nor does she always make herself the center of someone else's world. She moves at her own pace, creating an energy that others want to be a part of, but can never fully control. When a woman is predictable, she becomes easy to replace. But when she is mysterious, her absence is deeply felt. A man who is used to knowing her every move will feel a void when she is no longer present. He will realize that he never fully grasped her essence, and that thought alone will linger in his mind long after she is gone. So, remain a mystery, not in a way that confuses, but in a way that intrigues. Let your growth, your strength, and your depth unfold naturally. Keep them guessing, keep them engaged, and most of all, keep them longing for more. A queen never lowers her crown to fit into spaces that were never meant for her. She does not compromise her standards for the sake of acceptance, nor does she diminish her worth to make others comfortable. A woman who holds her standards like a crown understands that she sets the tone for how she is treated. She knows that her boundaries, values, and expectations are not obstacles. They are the foundation of her dignity. When you establish high standards and stand by them unapologetically, you teach others how to approach you, how to respect you, and how to cherish you. The mistake many women make is believing that if they bend their standards, they will be more lovable. They think that if they give more, tolerate more, and accept less than they deserve, they will somehow earn loyalty. But the opposite is true. The moment you begin to settle for less, people will assume that less is all you need. When you let things slide that go against your values, you send the message that your standards are flexible, that they can be tested, and that they can be ignored. A woman who holds her standards like a crown does not chase love, she attracts it. She does not beg for respect, she commands it by the way she carries herself. Her confidence does not come from arrogance, but from the deep understanding that she is worthy of the best, not because she is entitled, but because she operates at a high level of self-respect. She does not need to convince anyone of her value, because she already knows it. And when a woman knows her worth, others have no choice but to recognize it as well. Standards do not push the right people away. They filter out the wrong ones. A man who truly values you will rise to meet your standards rather than expect you to lower them for his convenience. A queen does not step down from her throne to prove her worth. She remains seated in her power, and the right people will approach her with reverence and intention. When you hold your standards firmly, you create an environment where only those who truly honor and respect you can remain. You stop wasting time on those who bring half-hearted efforts and start attracting those who are willing to meet you at your level. You show people that you are not desperate for attention, approval, or validation, because a woman of high standards validates herself. The greatest test of your standards is not when things are easy, but when you are tempted to compromise. Will you settle for inconsistency just because you are lonely? Will you tolerate disrespect just to keep the peace? Or will you stand firm, knowing that it is better to be alone with your crown intact than to be in company that tarnishes it? A queen's crown is not just an accessory, it is a symbol of her power. Wear yours boldly. Let it remind you that you are worthy, that you are enough, and that you never have to shrink yourself to fit into a place that was never meant for you. A life well lived is not measured by how many people remember your name, but by how many lives you've touched. A woman who understands her worth does not just exist, she leaves a legacy. She does not settle for being a fleeting moment in someone's life. She imprints herself in a way that her absence is felt long after she is gone. Memories fade, but a legacy stands the test of time. It is built through the impact you make, the wisdom you share, and the values you uphold. Too many women focus on being unforgettable in superficial ways through looks, charm, or presence. But true remembrance is not about how people feel when you are around. It is about how they change because they knew you. Did you inspire them? Did you elevate them? Did you challenge them to grow? A woman who leaves a legacy does not just fill space. She shifts the atmosphere wherever she goes. She is a builder, a nurturer, a force that others look to for strength, guidance, and wisdom. Leaving a legacy means living with purpose. It is understanding that every interaction, every decision, and every word you speak has the power to influence others. A woman of legacy does not live for temporary validation. She invests in things that last. She builds relationships based on depth, not convenience. She pours into people not to be praised, but because she understands that the greatest gift you can give is a part of yourself. She does not seek to be needed, but to be valued. She does not strive to be remembered for what she had, but for what she gave. A woman of legacy is intentional. She does not waste time on things that do not serve her purpose. She does not allow herself to be consumed by negativity, drama, or distractions. She focuses on growth, wisdom, and impact. She leads with grace, walks with confidence, and speaks with authority. She understands that the energy she carries today will be the echo that follows her tomorrow. Some people live to be liked, but a woman of legacy lives to make a difference. She does not just entertain, she educates. She does not just exist, she inspires. She does not just take up space, she creates change. When she speaks, people listen. When she moves, things shift. And when she is gone, her presence is missed. Not just because of who she was, but because of what she left behind. A woman who leaves a legacy is not concerned with who claps for her today. She is concerned with whose lives are better because she showed up. She built something that lasts, something that outlives her. And when people think of her, they don't just remember her name, they remember how she touched their hearts, changed their minds, and impacted their souls. So do not just aim to be a memory, build something that cannot be erased. Leave wisdom, leave love, leave impact. Because when you leave a legacy, you never truly leave at all. Ladies, you were not created to chase after validation. You were created to carry presence. When you walk away, they should feel it in their soul, in their mind, in their spirit. Don't just exist, leave an impact.